Hello my lovely friends, my name is Ava and here are some romantasy book recommendations. I've been in the total romantasy mood, and so I thought today's video would be perfect to recommend 10 romantasies. A lot of these are underhyped. I think all of them are pretty much underhyped. They're not ones that you will see in a typical romantasy rec video, I feel like. It's like No Sarah J Maas, or what are some other ones? I don't know, like the really popular ones. I picked underhyped ones that are really good that you should pick up, but they're underhyped. First one that I have is Serpents of Sky and Flame by Rebecca F. Kenny. If you love dragons, look no frickin' further, okay? However, they're not like only dragon riders, because the hero is also a dragon shifter, and the heroine does ride on his back. So it's a dragon rider and a shifter, so like you get two for the price of one. In this fantasy world, humans and dragons are at war, and at the beginning of this book, the hero and all of his people, they're only dragons. They are not dragon shifters. The queen of this land hired a sorcerer to kill all of the female dragons right before mating season is about to happen. So you know what the hero does? He swoops in and he scoops up the princess. And all the other male dragons also scoop up a human woman. And they're gonna try and force a witch to turn all the women into dragons, because they've got no women. They've got no women to be with. But little do they know that that witch is actually like, she's a human herself. So she's like, you know what? No, I'm gonna spice this up a little bit, and actually turns them into dragon shifters, the men into dragon shifters, and they're so lost and confused and like kind of like little Bambi legs trying to figure out how to be dudes, and it's hilarious, but it's also like really good. I will say there are some scenes, like hot scenes, a few of them, between her and the guy when he's in his dragon form. So if that's not your thing, if you are not a monster romance girly, I understand. Just letting you know there are scenes in here with that. And this is the first book in a duology. I didn't know that before I picked it up. So there is like a little cliffhanger ending, and you need to read Booktuber 2, which I haven't yet. But like, can we talk about this cover? I love the concept. Like it was a really fun read. The Horde King of Shadow is my next one, and Zoe Draven's Horde King books are definitely leaning more towards fantasy style, but I feel like they're promoted as sci-fi. I mean, they're alien romances. They are alien creatures. However, like it reads like a fantasy book and you are not in space. You're just on a different planet that reads like a barbarian fantasy romance. Okay, so yeah, the only like differences physically between these characters, like the humans and the alien species, are they're like a gold skin color and they've got a tail. So like Cruel Prince, if you like the Cruel Prince, like they have different colored eyes. So they might have gold eyes or red eyes. And again, if you like dragon riders, look no further. They actually ride creatures that are very similar to dragons in this book. This is the first book in Zoe's new series, where it is multiple generations down the line of the Horde King series. So our heroine is the descendant of two couples that were in the main Horde King books, which was so cool. So you don't need to read that series before getting to this one. I just love the little Easter eggs and stuff. The hero is the king of these dragon riders, we'll call them dragon riders, from a different land, and he is going to take the heroine to be his bride. And that's all I'll say. There's like maybe fated mates involved. I love Zoe Draven's writing. If you want like such an immersive book with amazing world building, you need to pick up a Zoe Draven. Next I have The Prince of Prohibition by Marilyn Marks. There's also book number 2 out as well. There are going to be 3 books in the series. The 3rd book is set to come out sometime later this year. This book does have a very slow start, just letting you know. This starts out when our heroine is a little girl, as a child. This takes place in the present day in the book when she's older. It takes place in the 1920s. So it's in the early 1900s when she's a child, and we kind of grow up with her until she gets to a point where she meets our hero, who is very Rhysand coded. Very Rhysand coded. He's even like a fae of the underworld. Like, it's so good. So if you want like Akamath mixed with like 1920s, look no further. There's definitely fated mates involved, magic, the chosen one. Like, it's really good. I could not put these audiobooks down when I was listening to them. I could not put them down for the life. You could not ask me to. All I was doing 4 days, I think 2 days, I listened to both of these, and they're long audiobooks because I was obsessed. So you need to pick these up. I was also obsessed with Bound to the Shadow Prince by Ruby Dixon. No one's surprised. I love Miss Ruby. I love Ruby's books. And yes, she does write fantasy romances on top of her aliens, okay? This is the romantasy for the slow burn reader, okay? There's not a lot of politics or battles or war. This is not like a Sarah J. Maas book, okay? This is like a low-key, slow burn, forced proximity, rivals to lovers romance. This takes place in a fantasy world where there's this goddess and there are two rivaling peoples. You have the human people and then you have creatures that kind of look like gargoyles. They have an actual name, I can't remember for the life of me, but that's what they look like. And those people have magic, just FYI. So this goddess basically decreed that once every 7 years, one person from each group of people are forced to live in this tower cut off from the world together for 7 years. If they take one step out of the tower, like the goddess will know, she'll rain terror on like all the land, all the people, there'll be a drought, there'll be like everyone's crops will die, like it'll be bad. And it has been true, like that has happened before in the past when people have just left the tower. So our hero and heroine have been the ones chosen this time. And I'll just pop up right here, I think if I can find it, artwork was just done for this that's absolutely freaking stunning. It's so good. So these two are stuck in a tower, cut off from sunlight, cut off from the world, cut off from food for like 7 years together. So it's really good. It's for those slow burn lovers. Next I have The Longing of Lone Wolves, but this one is fantasy / kind of post-apocalyptic. The heroine, I believe, lives in Las Vegas. She and her girlfriends are like hanging out one night in our time and she wakes up the next morning and this is not the world she fell asleep to. She wakes up in the snow in Las Vegas, snow everywhere. The buildings are non-existent. It just looks like barren snow wasteland. She's like, where am I? That is Las Vegas hundreds of years in the future when there are now these kind of like fey wolf shifter creatures living there. Our hero has actually done something wrong to a higher up person in his kingdom or whatever and has been cursed to be invisible and no one can see him until he comes across our heroine and she's like, what are you doing? He's like, you can see me. Yes, I can see you. So that's all I'm gonna leave you with. It's really good. There are multiple books in the series. I've only read this first one though, so I do need to continue. Bite the Woman That Feeds is a romantasy for vampire lovers, obviously. We have humans and we have our vampire species living in this kingdom. There's this plague going around everywhere, killing all the humans except for our heroine. She is immune for some reason, and this vampire king catches wind of this and tries to make her his. Like there's at the beginning there's like this whole chasing scene that was like, it was so good. So yeah, he literally like kidnaps her to make her his. He also makes a deal with like the human king, like, hey, I will take this woman with me, and in exchange I'm gonna try and find a cure for this plague because we don't want our food source to die out, right? Because y'all are our food source, so we're gonna study her blood and figure out what's going on. So that's a little inkling for that one. I don't want to say too much about these because I never want to be spoiled for books, so I'm trying to give you a little bit, just a little bit to entice you. Dark City Omega by Elizabeth Stevens is an Omegaverse one. If you don't know what Omegaverse is, my friend Samantha over at Books with Samantha, I think has a whole entire guide video for it. If I remember, I'll link it down below, but I can't really describe it. You have like alphas, betas, and omegas. There's like a hierarchy of people. Anyway, I can't really describe it. It's really hard. Our heroine just found out that she is an omega. Like it just was awakened in her or something. All she's done her whole life is lived in, I think, a village or something with betas only, which are like our neutral party. And she decides to get on out of there before she's killed because alphas, well, that's a thunderclap. Yeah, sorry for the bad lighting, by the way. It is storming currently. So anyway, alphas are out to get omegas, obviously, because they need them to breed. So she is on the run and she gets tackled during this escape by a like feral alpha man. And she's terrified for her life, thinks she's gonna get raped, but little does she know what's going on in his head. He's like so excited he found his fated mate. That's his fated mate. So I'll leave you with that. It's a fairly long book, and there's also another book in the series I need to continue on as well. If you're wanting a sapphic one, I have The Orc and Her Bride by Lila Gwyn. Our heroine is like this spoiled rich elven princess, And when she finds out she has been put in an arranged marriage with an orc princess, she is livid. She's like, I don't get to live my life anymore. I don't want to live with orcs. And so when she is shipped over to that kingdom, kind of like tricked into going there, she doesn't know what's going on until she gets there. She decides to be the most spoiled, horrible, bratty person possible to make them kick her out and end its engagement. Our orc heroine, like, I loved her. She is the epitome of like sunshine and softness and like gentleness. I loved her. I was in this book mainly for her, honestly. So if you're running a sapphic one, this one is pretty good. The Demon Court by Emma Ham is another like chunky one. It's the first book in a series. And our heroine is a witch, I believe, a witch. She comes from this family of witches and she's been trying her whole life to seduce and kind of like end the life of the god of lust. And when he finally meets her, he gets entranced into her web. But then she starts actually falling in love with lust, and then lust starts to feel love. And he's like, I'm the embodiment of lust. I should not be feeling love. What is going on? So there's a lot going on in here. And there are other books in this series. Again, I need to continue on, but each book is about like, I think one of the 7 deadly sins, if I'm not mistaken. And lastly, I have Little Fire. I feel like this is a great one to pick up if you are just getting into romantasy, because this book has a lot of things and tropes that I have seen before. The heroine is from this village and she's been chosen to trek across the country to, I think, be like a healer, to train to be a healer. Anyway, on her journey, she ends up getting like sucked into this portal. The main mage of the land, who's like very dangerous, tries to save her but gets sucked into the portal as well, and they're trying to survive together in this foreign land with like a bunch of dangerous creatures. And that's all I can really say. Man, the sun just really went away. So anyway, I'm gonna leave you at that because the sun is gone now. Let me know down below if you've read any of these romantasy books. I would love to know. And I also have other romantasy recommendations linked down below. I have multiple videos if you want even more recommendations. If you don't feel like commenting anything else, you can leave me a fire emoji in the comment section down below. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all soon in my next one. Bye y'all.